olive oil workshop. So this is my first online workshop. Obviously with everything that's going on at the minute, I have decided to take my workshops online, which are now called web classes. So Mother's Day workshop, which is like now as this is being posted, was meant to be at the post house, but obviously with everything going on, so I'm going to do it online. We were doing hand tied, so we were gift wrapping them, but I thought it might be better doing it in a vase, just to show you guys, because you're going to want to put it in a vase anyway. So I'd rather you just see like how it's done in a vase. So some of you that actually booked onto the class have received the flowers, and you'll be kind of joining in as this happens. So you'll all have like a nicer variety of flowers than me. Others that are just joining in, I have spoke to some people and I know they've gone out and bought some flowers. So if you're joining in, just like I'll try and make it kind of that it works for everybody, because I know I don't have the same flowers as everybody here. I just kind of salvaged some bits that were left from Mother's Day. So I've got myself a vase. Mine's quite big. It's up to you, like whatever size you want. You're probably better with something more sizable than say like a little jam jar or something like that, just because we want the flowers to do the talking, we want them to be nice and big, and obviously the smaller the vase, the smaller the flowers will be. Okay, so we're going to start with the foliage. So I have got just a few little bits here. Eucalyptus, and this is actually viburnum foliage. I might just spray it actually because it's a bit like grotty looking. I don't really use leaf shine a lot. It's just for like every now and then for bits. I would never leaf shine eucalyptus. I'll show you why. Just because I'd rather you guys see. So when you leaf eucalyptus is like got this really like nice matted look, and it's just nice just to leave it like that. If you spray it, it gets rid of that, just the whole vibe of what eucalyptus is about really. So don't ever spray eucalyptus, just leave it as it is. But with things like if you've got flowers a bit green, I mean, to be honest, it's kind of nice, like if we're just going for that really natural look and you want to keep it like that, that's fine. I'm just going to put like a little bit on, like not too much, and it just kind of just brings it the shine out a bit more. Better for like wedding floristry. You just want everything to look nice and like neat. So starting with the foliage, get rid of that, just to kind of like create our shape. I haven't put water in yet. I will fill it up with water. I just didn't want any like disasters because this isn't like a mega even surface. So make sure you cut your stems on an angle. This is a little short, but as I said, because I was just like scrambling things together, I just kind of salvaged what I could. If you've got any little like bits from your twigs that are sticking out or any kind of scruffy looking leaves, just take them off. And then we're just going to kind of place in just at different angles and just covering the shape around. Again, I'm just going to cut that top bit off there. It's a bit scruffy looking. I mean, these ideally we'd like them a bit taller, so we're just going to kind of rest them in place. And then once we've got more stems in, they will just keep in place anyway, and then we'll top the water up nice and high so that they've got water in. But yeah, normally we would have, for this size vase, taller stems, although our other stuff is taller. So I'm just kind of go with that for now. I'm going to put some, I always forget the word of this. I want to say it's Macantha, but I don't think it is. It begins with M. I know it's really bad of me to not know that. But Yeah, it's just, I mean, you can just like forage some twigs from the garden, but it's just like super pretty, really textured, and quite suiting to this time of year. Just like all the, it's very twiggy, it's spring, isn't it? So just gonna add in those at different heights. I think I'll leave some for after to put in. We don't want to put them all at the same height, so I'm going to put some like a little bit shorter, and I'm going to do some a little bit longer, just so they're more like over exaggerated. I'll leave that for now. So then I've got a little bit of viburnum, which is the same stuff we put in before, the foliage, but this is with the berries. It's super pretty. Again, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spray, and it just makes the berries like shine. It's really pretty. I'm just checking this is still filming, because yeah, cool. So this one is such a weird stem. I don't know, I'm just going to like see what it looks like, just hang it in there, I don't know. So just quite letting the stem do its thing. It's random, so just let it be random. We don't want it too structured. I mean, if you like that kind of thing, but this is just being quite wild and a bit messy. So next I'm going to put a bit of wax flower in. This is like one of my favourite flowers, and normally in like kind of real time workshops I'll like pass a stem round or something, and I'll let you all like feel the flower, so it does lend itself to its name. So see if I can show you, but so the ends are like the flowers are like, they do feel like wax, so hence the name. When we're putting flowers in the vase, we want to make sure that there's no green bits going in, so any like little stems or whatever, just take them off, because if they're going in the water, they're going to make the water like super murky, and they're just going to like take away the length of how long the flowers will last. You want them to last like as long as possible, really. So just make sure you get those stems nice and clean before you put it in. So the wax just adds that really nice textured look. This, I can't remember what this variety is called. I ran out of my favourite variety, which is Sarah's Delight. It's not my favourite just because of my name. It's just a really beautiful colour. It looks like cherry blossom. It's really pretty. So that's that's why I had it for the Mother's Day flowers. This one's like a bit darker. So again, just stripping off and cutting the stems at an angle. So it's just bulked up the design a little bit. I'm going to put in the thistle next. I was talking to a bride the other day, and she didn't know that there's such thing as white thistle. Yeah, there is, guys. It's really pretty. I was going to get it for this, but I just thought the blue would be a nice contrast against the pink. So you might be better sometimes just measuring against the actual, like if you're unsure of what height to cut your stems at, just measure it against and just be like, yeah, okay. So I'm going to go like maybe there. This is going to like bulk out a bit of the design. Especially like when I was learning, you just like, sometimes you cut things too short and then that's it then. It's too late. So you're better like measuring first, seeing what length goes, and then cutting. Let's go with the stock this, one of them just like, stalks are like really fragile. And like, if you're not careful, the top just like snaps off, which is what happened with this guy. Like pretty much when I got it. So I've just kept it just to use in this. Times are hard, guys. Flowers are not as readily available as they were about 24 hours ago. So this I'm pretty sure stock is from the cabbage family, but it doesn't smell like that. Stock smells amazing. Really nice in like summer wedding flowers. Just so beautiful, and you can get it in loads of different colours. I'm going to strip off again all the leaves and just cut at a nice angle. We've only got two, so I'm just going to kind of group these together. I mean, this one's looking a bit sorry for itself now because it's been neglected, but I'm just going to cut that strip off the top and just take off the sad looking leaves. I'm not going to take all the leaves off because we want to bulk up the design a little bit. I mean, you would not see this in wedding floristry. We just wouldn't use it, or in fact in anybody's page designs. But as I said, for the sake of the whole situation, I'm just using what I've got in at the minute. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to do the anti-rhinum, or snapdragon as some people call it. This one is like a blush almost. It's really pretty. So I feel like we need to have something going on here because it's a bit, we need to like blend this in. If this is going to come out, it needs something out there. I feel like this will actually go nicer. I'm going to put that there. This is Amy. Also, when it's like more summer months, you can forage cow's parsley, which is very, very similar. But if you do forage cow's parsley, just always wear gloves because there's like little tiny like spikes on the stem, and it can like really irritate your hands. I mean, it may be that we change this whole thing after. You can always play. If stuff's not working, it's looking a bit like meh, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. We're here to just have fun and have a go at stuff. Keep this quite tall. Again, remember to just strip your leaves. The bottom. As well, you're always better to kind of, if, like I said before about testing the length, you're better doing it before you put it in the vase, because once you've got more and more and more stems in, it's harder to take out your stems without like kind of ruining the actual arrangement. So you better kind of testing that beforehand, really. Let's have a look at this. I don't know if this is going. I feel like it's just a bit random. Anyone else getting that? Don't worry, not everything goes perfect. But then, as I said, so now I have to be dead careful because I don't want to ruin the whole vibe. So let's cut this down a little bit and like use it in a bit more. Like, I still like the whole side thing, just maybe not as much. I think we'll have to curl the stems around. It's just a bit of an awkward branch. This is why it's still here, because I never used it in the bouquets. So I was just like, how do I use you? Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah. And this guy, I mean, let's not leave him out because let's put him on in there. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Right, next we've got spray roses. These are so beautiful and they last ages, like a couple of weeks. They're so pretty. Just gonna get rid of my stuff. If you have at home, maybe like have a little bin bag at the ready. I forgot to do that. Just to like put all your stems in. So spray rose, this is called Royal Porcelina. Super pretty. it's like it's not pure white, it's like, because the ranunculus is pretty much like, yeah, pure white, but you can see it's just like more like got a bit of warmth in it. It's really pretty. I love using it. So I'm going to put that in. Again, just any stems. Just be careful if anyone does have spray roses, or roses, they do have like the thorns on, so just kind of like take them off. If people now have got like bought supermarket flowers and you're like, I don't know where I'm going to be at, just kind of try and focus on using your greenery, getting your filler flowers in, and then I'd go last with like your main focal flowers. So I know in supermarket flowers there's not really many focal flowers, maybe like there's a couple of gerbras or a few roses, pop them in at the end, and just do try and get a bit of movement, don't have it all like one length, try and get some like shape going. So I'm going to use this at the front, it's pretty. And like before, this might have been looking a bit weedy, but then as soon as you add roses in, it just looks like a bit more glam. Again, that's got like, not very big, but like the tiniest little thorn. I'm gonna have this kind of put it down a bit more. Okay, and then we've got left the roses. These were they're just like a couple of stems left over from a wedding, so they're kind of on the way out really. But what I'll do is I'll just take off the guard petals around the outside. So if you see in a florist, if you've ever seen a florist, I used to get this all the time when I worked in a florist, these petals around it, and it would literally like fresh in that day, and people would be like, it's dead. I'm like, no babes, it's not dead. Those are the guard petals. It's pretty fresh because they've still got the guard petals on, although I'm saying that I didn't take these ones off. But that's just, it's like protective casing, and then once you take all those off, give it a nice condition, a bit of water, it will just come up and really lovely. So these haven't got much length on them. So I'm just going to use these around, keep that one a bit high. Like this one, it's so open, but it is starting to go a bit brown. And very soft. You can tell when a rose is, well, how old a rose is, or how fresh should I say, not how old, by if you squeeze it. So if you squeeze the centre, it's really, really hard, that means the rose is fresh. If you squeeze it and it does like this, and it's just like kind of squashing under the pressure, it's like a couple of days old or a week old or whatever. This one's super short. Just gonna cut it and then thinking like, I don't want it to look too symmetrical. Put it there, right in, and then I'll top the water levels up. And then we've got ranunculus. Oh, this is just the most beautiful flower. I love it so much. When you get it's slightly similar to that, and then it just opens up like pow. It's so pretty, so pretty. A good alternative if you're struggling for peonies, or if the David Austin roses are too expensive, this is a really nice alternative to that. So sometimes I'll chop these off, the little buds, but I do think they just add like a nice bit of texture. So I'm going to keep them on. we don't want it all the same height. Want it to be like lots of different levels going on. So these, I've saved these are just a little buds. So I'm just going to pop them in various places. Okay, and then last we've got whether we need this, but let's have a look. And do keep having a look as well. Like, obviously I'm making it back to front for the sake of the video, but just keep having a look at it. Do you like how it's turning out? If not, change it. Like, it's just chill, like, just have fun, don't feel stressed. A lot of people in my workshops are like, oh, I feel like there's two kind of people. There's either like loving it in full on like floral therapy, like, oh, I could just do this forever. Or there's the kind of like, I'm gonna have a panic attack type people who are like freaking out. Don't, it's fine, like, just chill. It doesn't matter if it's going, I think that's probably the perfectionists in people. The ones who just always like are used to things being like da 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 da, that when a floral arrangement isn't going how you want it to, they just get a bit, I don't know, upset, angry, I don't know, but it's fine. You just have to learn to chill these things. Right, I'm going to put that in that gap, and I'm going to put that there. If it'll go. Thinking that like there. But it needs to just. Cool. Right, so I'm happy with that. So just let me know how you get on. Am I happy with this? Let me see. Oh, it looks a bit random, doesn't it now? Let's move that. Maybe like just add a nice bit of texture in the middle. Plus also, I mean, with Ami, it does get a bit like, oh, after a few days. Like, the flower's still got quite a lot left in it, but it's just a bit top heavy, and the stem can't support it for very long. Quite a few flowers do that, gerberas, tulips, they just get a bit like, ooh. So sometimes we can use the other flowers to support said flower. So pop that in there, and then we can use that in there to be supported by the other flowers. So that is me kind of done. I hope that you find it helpful, and yeah, I hope that you kind of sign on to some of the other ones. So I will be doing some kind of like Instagram TV workshops where you can like come and join in for free. But obviously, like with everything that's going down, I'm trying to find ways to keep Olive Owl going and keep making it income. So we'll be doing kind of like private ones. You have to book on. It's $5 to book on. You can have as many as you want watching. It's just $5 per webcam. And just, yeah, book on, and then I'll show you how to make whatever. There's loads of different designs. And I'm doing adults and children's. So the children's classes will be on Wednesday, and I'll be doing them at 11 AM and 2 PM. And the adult classes will be on Thursday, same times. So first one, I'm not doing a kids one this week, but I'm doing my first adult one on Thursday. I think we're gonna do a hand tied. I think we'll do a hand tied and start it off nice and easy, she says. So yeah, just thank you so much everyone for your support, and if you do make one of these, please tag me. I'd love to see your designs. Okay, thank you.